Coletta is a diesel engine that lives at a station on Larry's branch line. She's an SW1500 switch engine, just like Amber. Although Coletta lives on the branch line, she mainly works on the main line, delivering freight cars to different industries and stations. On this particular snowy day, she was pulling a trainload of ballast bound for Larry's branch line. In the yard, she could see an odd piece of machinery sitting on a flatbed. Gee, I wonder what that is, she thought to herself. She decided to investigate before leaving the yard. Hello, said Coletta shyly. Oh, hello, said the machinery. I'm Sid, and you are? Coletta replied. I don't want to be rude, but what are you? I don't mind you asking, said Sid. I'm what you call a steam donkey. Coletta had never heard that term before. What is a steam donkey, she asked. I'm a special kind of steam engine, Sid explained. I'm mostly used in logging camps to power cranes, but some of my brothers and sisters were also used in harbors to help unload ships. So you basically power things, Coletta said. Exactly, said Sid with a smile. Then why are you down here and not at the logging camp? Coletta questioned. Oh, McCormick sent me away for repairs, you see, and I've just arrived back. I'll be taken up there probably tomorrow. Can you please tell me about all the other places you worked? Coletta requested. Sid grinned. He liked Coletta. All the other engines have heard all his stories before, so he was glad of a new engine to talk to. They kept talking until... Come on, Coletta, shouted the conductor. We have to deliver this ballast. We can't sit around here chatting all day. I have to go, said Coletta to Sid. I hope I get to talk to you again before they take you up to the logging camp. Me too, replied Sid as Coletta rumbled away. Coletta was making her way along the branch when she saw Larry stop by the water tower. Larry, I just seen the most amazing thing. What did you see? Asked Larry. Okay, are you ready for this? She said. Yes, I am, answered Larry. I met this steam donkey named Sid. He powers cranes, and he said his brothers and sisters power ships. Larry then began to laugh. What's so funny? The interesting thing you saw was Sid the steam donkey. Coletta, I've met him thousands of times and always speak to him when he's at Denville. That's not interesting. I'm sorry, but I must get going. Goodbye. And he puffed away, leaving Coletta slightly annoyed. Near South Plainsville, there's a railway line known as the South Plainsville Traction Company. It's an interurban line. The passenger service is run by PCC streetcars, while the freight service is powered by electric engines. There's a substation near the shed that powers the whole line. As the freight electrics, Ralph, Jammie, and Nathan were resting, it happened. They heard the power for the substation fizzle out. Power to their line was cut off. The streetcars are still out there, cried Jammie. They indeed were, and the moment the substation failed, both PCC streetcars stopped. And they're carrying passengers, exclaimed Ralph. They'll freeze to death out there. Maybe we can get one of the mainline engines to help us, Jammie suggested. All three engines turned their attention to the main line, hoping someone could come through. Then, from out of the snow, came Coletta, returning to her shed. Coletta! Coletta! They shouted. Coletta heard their cries and quickly came over. What's wrong? She asked. Our substation lost power, Nathan explained, and the PCC cars are out there with passengers. If power doesn't get to the line soon, they'll freeze. Please, Coletta, please help us, pleaded Jammie. I don't know how, Coletta replied. She thought and thought as hard as she could. Then something popped into her radiator. It's a long shot, she said to herself, but it just might work. I'll be back soon, she called to the electrics. Please hurry, called Nathan. Coletta raced into Denville. Oh, Sid, thank goodness they didn't take you up to the logging camp yet. Why, Coletta, what seems to be the trouble? And Coletta explained all about the electric engines. I've never powered a substation before, but as long as I can be hooked up, I can try." "That's good enough for me," said Coletta. After her driver explained what happened to Mr. McCormick, Coletta coupled onto the flatbed and raced away. They didn't want to waste any time, so Coletta's fireman bravely stood on the flat car, getting Sid warmed up so he'll be ready by the time they reach the interurban junction. When they arrived, Coletta pushed Sid next to the substation. Everyone worked fast getting them hooked up. Once everything was ready, Sid pulled on the power. Everyone held their breath. Soon the substation came back to life, and Jammie rolled forward. "It worked! It worked! I hope it's enough to get the PCC cars home," Ralph said, worried. With Sid providing the power, the PCC cars were able to start up again. Sid was working hard. All the engines kept peering down the line. Then suddenly Nathan shouted, Look! Look! I can see Norman!" And right behind him came, "Balinda!" cried Jammie. Everyone cheered as the PCC cars rolled in. Everyone finally gave a sigh of relief. The next morning, the substation was still down. Buses filled in for the PCC streetcars, and Mr. McCormick loaned them Benny and Sampson to handle the freight work for the day. Coletta was getting ready to take Sid home when Mr. Egan came to see her. "Coletta, you did a great job last night. You acted quickly in an emergency. I'm proud of you." "Thank you, sir," smiled Coletta. "And thank you, Sid," he said, looking at the steam donkey. "You worked very hard and got all the passengers home." "No problem, sir. It's what I do best." "And Coletta," continued Mr. Egan, "as a reward, you will get a brand new paint job." "Really? Thanks, sir," she smiled. Coletta was happy. She saved the day and made a new friend too.